very interesting situation took place about a week ago, or maybe a little bit more than a week ago, in the Philippines that I thought was really very interesting. And the point of this video is to discuss the theoretical limitations of the liberal critique of racism. So I'm not saying racism doesn't exist or that racism is okay in certain situations. What I'm specifically talking about is the limits of liberal ideology to analyze and critique racism. Now, there was a woman from the UK who went to the Philippines, and she is a black woman. When she went there, she said that she was ridiculed a great deal, much of it tied to her weight, and much of it tied to her skin color. And it seems mostly predominantly her skin color. She was called all kinds of racist names, etc., many of what you would expect to be made of a black person. I'm not going to repeat them here, because the video is going to get flagged or demonetized or something to that degree. So when she came back to the UK, she was crying, talking about how racist they were to her, etc. Now, I don't doubt for a second that they were racist to her. And I think what many of the Filipinos did to her was racist. I want to make that clear. But according to liberal ideology, nothing happened. And not only that, nothing racist could have happened. Now, we understand the liberal view of racism, and that is only white people can be racist. I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that's their view. So the attacks against her, the verbal attacks against her for her race, therefore never happened or weren't racism, because only white people can be racist and Filipinos aren't white. So you see the problem here. Oh, but then they'll be quick to say that racism involves an aspect of power. Of course, I don't disagree with that statement. So somehow these poor third world Filipinos are supposed to wield power over a black first world woman who was able to afford this kind of vacation? To claim that third world people have power over first world people is ridiculous, regardless of race. It's nonsense. Even a first world black person has power over a third world white person. I mean, that power dynamic is certainly there. So, according to the liberal view, what they did to her was not racist, because they're not white and they don't hold power over her. Therefore, if we follow the logic of the liberal view of racism, she was only crying because she couldn't exercise her power over them to stop them from saying something mean to them. I mean, I know this sounds ridiculous, and it is, because this is the liberal view of racism. This is how it works. If we follow their logic and their rules, this is what it comes to. Nothing racist could have happened, and therefore didn't. This is why we reject liberalism and take a more materialist approach. I mean, that's the point of Marxism, is materialism, as opposed to liberalism, which is idealism plus cancer. So, I just wanted to point out the failing of this, because a lot of those liberal SJW types were screaming how the Filipinos were treating her in a racist manner, when according to their own ideology, that couldn't have happened. Of course, they were being racist to her. They were being horrible to her. But following the logic of their own ideology, it never happened. And I just want to use this to serve as an example of why we as Marxists are supposed to reject these liberal ideas of racism. There's a very material way of looking at it. And of course, that would be another video altogether to discuss that. The point is to point out the failure of liberal ideology on race. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.